Vanguard, one of the biggest investment firms in the world, just said that you should be putting 70% of your money into bonds. Now, this is very problematic because a lot of people are going to hear that, especially if you are in your 20s or your 30s and you're going to get it wrong and it's going to cost you so much money. Break down exactly what's going on in plain English because nobody is explaining this clearly and I don't want you missing out. Who am I to talk about this? I went from $40,000 in debt to millionaire at 30 by learning how money works, and now I teach you guys how it's done. Okay, so what does 70% bonds and 30% stocks actually mean? When you invest, you are basically choosing where to put your money so it can grow over time. Two of the most common places are number one, stocks, where you're buying a little piece of a company. Think of the company like a big pizza. You buy a slice. When the company grows, your investment grows in value too. That's how you make money. Stocks go up and down a lot in the short term, but historically in the long term, they've made a lot of money. Now, second is bonds, and that's basically where you are lending your money to the government or to a company and you are getting paid interest. Bonds are more stable, but they grow a lot slower. When Vanguard says put 70% of your money into bonds and only 30% into stocks, they're basically saying most of your money should go into the slow and steady stuff and only a little into the high growth stuff. Sounds responsible, right? But here's what most people won't get. This advice is not meant for everyone. It's based on a short-term market forecast. Because right now, what you are making off of a bond called the bond yield, it's on the higher side. And stocks, they're looking a little pricey. So that model is being very cautious. Even Vanguard's own retirement funds, ones meant for people in their 20s and their 30s, are not following that advice. Their target retirement fund for the year 2065, meaning you would retire in the year 2065, that's designed for 20-somethings, still has about 90% stocks in it. Why? Because when you are young, you don't need your money right now. You've got decades to ride out the ups and downs of the market. And that's where the magic of growth and compound interest happens. And if you followed that advice in your 20s, let's talk about how much money that would actually cost you. Say you are 25 years old and you invest $10,000 a year until you're 65. If you had 90% stocks and 10% bonds giving you a roughly 9% return, you would have $2.5 million. But if you had 70% bonds and only 30% stocks, you'd get a 5% return. You'd only have $950,000. Same amount invested, same timeline, different asset allocation. That one decision cost you $1.5 million. Not because you didn't invest, but because you played it too safe too soon. So who is that advice actually for? It can make sense if you are retiring soon, you've already built your wealth and you want to protect it, or you can't afford to see the ups and downs in the market in the short term. If you're in your 20s or your 30s, this isn't smart, it's slow. And slow is expensive when it comes to compound growth. Playing it safe too early is actually more risky. And if you want to learn more about how to invest, no matter how old you are, no matter where you're starting from, go and take my free investing masterclass. I am breaking down how to buy your first stock, how to understand the stock market, and so much more. Link in bio.